Hello students, welcome back to online classes. I hope you all had completed the holiday homework which you got. So today in this video we will start chapter number 3 of your textbook. The name of the chapter is Force and Pressure. So the first topic which we will study in this chapter is force. So what is force? So what is force? A force is a push or pull which can change the state of rest or motion of the body. What I told? Force can change the state of rest or motion of the body. Let's take one example. Suppose I have taken one ball. This is a ball. This ball is kept on the ground. That means this ball is at rest. It is not moving. It is a stationary object. It is kept at its own place. It is not moving. That means it is at a rest. But when we will apply force on this ball, then what you will observe? This ball starts moving. What you will observe? This ball begin to move. That means from rest it will come to motion. That's why definition of force is a push or pull that can change the state of rest, or force can change the state of rest. That means earlier it was at rest, now we have changed this state of rest, now it is in motion, or rest or motion of the body. From rest this body begins to move, that means it came into motion. But if you will apply force from this direction, then what you will observe? This moving body will stop. When we will apply force on this moving body, then what will happen? This body come to at rest. So we can change the state of rest or motion of the body. Okay. Now take one more example. Suppose I am taking balloon. One balloon I have taken. So what you will observe, if we will apply force on this balloon, what you will observe? This balloon will get compressed. Compressed means its shape will get changed. If we will apply force on this balloon, the shape of this balloon will get changed. So force can change the shape also. So definition of force is push or pull that can change the state of rest or motion of the body, or force can change the shape of the body, plus it can change the size of the body also. Shape and size can also be changed with the help of a force. Shape here we have to change it. Balloon shape we can change it. Now if you will take the example of spring, what you will do? This is a ball. With the ball we have attached one spring, and if you will stretch this spring, in order to stretch this spring we need force. When we will stretch this spring, what we will do? We will apply force on this spring. Then what you will observe? After applying a force, the spring length will get increased in this direction. If we will stretch the spring, then what will happen? The length of the spring will get increased. That means size will also get changed. So definition of force is push or pull that can change the state of rest or motion of the body, or force can change the shape or size of the body. Now this balloon is an example of a non-rigid body. Balloon is a non-rigid body. Non-rigid means the body in which intermolecular spacing is more. Here intermolecular spacing is more, that's why this body get easily compressed. This stone, if we will take an example of stone. Stone is a solid object, and you know very well, in the solid intermolecular spacing is negligible. Solid stone. So stone is an example of a rigid body. So from here what you learn? You learn that if we will apply force on a rigid body like stone, then what will happen? The shape of the body will not get changed. Then what will happen? On applying a force on a stone, we will observe that it come into motion. Earlier it was at rest. On applying a force, it begins to move. And if we will apply force on a non-rigid body like balloon, then what will happen? We will observe that on applying a force on the non-rigid body, the shape of the body will get changed, or its size will get changed. So this is the definition of force. Now SI unit of force. SI means Standard International Unit of Force. So SI unit of force is Newton. SI unit of force is Newton. So Newton was the name of the scientist who had researched on this topic force. That's why he kept his name in the unit Newton. So SI unit of force is Newton, and the symbol which is used to represent Newton is capital N. Symbol used to represent Newton is capital N. Now what is Newton? What is 1 Newton? Definition of 1 Newton. So what is 1 Newton? 1 Newton is the force which when applied on a body of mass 1 kg in the direction of motion will move the body, will increase its speed by 1 meter in 1 second. What I told? 1 Newton is the force which when applied on a body of mass 1 kg in the direction of motion will increase its speed by 1 meter in 1 second. So this is called the 1 Newton. So as you know, the force of gravity is different at different places on earth. So the force of gravity on a body of mass 1 kg is called 1 kgf or 10 Newton. 1 kgf. What is 1 kgf? 1 kgf is the force of gravity on a body of mass 1 kg. And 1 kg is approximately equal to 10 Newton. Approximately. It is not exact value, nearly. You can say nearly. So 1 kgf is approximately equal to 10 Newton. So what is the SI unit of force? SI unit of force is Newton. In order to represent Newton, we will use capital N. And what is 1 Newton? 1 Newton is the force which is applied on a body of mass 1 kg will increase its speed by 1 meter in 1 second. So this is called 1 Newton. Now what is 1 kgf? 1 kgf is the force of gravity on a body of mass 1 kg. And this 1 kgf is approximately equal to 10 Newton. So now next topic is turning effect of force. So as I explained you earlier, if we will apply a force on a rigid body, suppose I am taking one wheel, this is a wheel, this is a wheel. When we will apply force on this wheel, then what you will observe? It begins to move. It will come into motion. It begins to move. So whenever we will apply a force on a stationary body, it's begin to move. But if this body is not free to move. Not free to move means suppose we had pivoted this wheel. This is a wheel. Now this wheel is not free to move. This is the wheel. Earlier it was free to move. So when we had applied a force on this wheel, but we observed this wheel starts moving. But if we will pivoted this wheel, pivoted means जोड़ दिया इसे, it is not free to move. This point, at this point it is pivoted और इसको क्या कर दिया, वॉल से अटैच कर दिया. ये फ्री नहीं है मूव करने के लिए, it will remain at its place. So whenever a body which is not free to move and when we will apply a force on this body, suppose we are applying a force on this body which is not free to move, ये move नहीं कर सकती, then also we are applying a force on this body. Then what you will observe, on applying a force on this body we will observe that it will not move but it will rotate. What it will do, it will rotate at its fixed point, that is O. Then the point around which this wheel is rotating, about the point O this wheel is rotating, then this point O is known as pivoted point. This is a pivoted point, and the axis and this line along which this wheel is rotating is known as axis of rotation. So what is axis of rotation? Axis of rotation is a line along which a fixed wheel is rotating. So this is the turning effect of force. Turning effect of force means when any body is not free to move, it is pivoted at a point, as we have taken here at this point O, this wheel is pivoted, it will not move. Then what will happen when we will apply a force? When we will apply a force on this wheel, we will observe that it will start rotating about this point O. This wheel will not move as it is moving earlier. So this line is known as the axis of rotation. One more example is of doors of the room. This is the wall. This is the wall, and this is the door. And you know very well this door is attached to the wall with the help of hinges. Hinges means कब से, जब आप डोर देखते हैं तो उसमें क्या देखते हैं, एल्यूमिनियम के, स्टील के क्या लगे होते हैं, hinges लगे होते हैं. Hinges means कब से. So this door, when we will apply a force on this door, then what we will observe, this door will not move, it will just turn about this fixed point. These are fixed point where the door is attached with the wall. So what you will observe, either this door will turn this side or this door will turn this side. So here also this door is moving about these fixed points. So this line is known as, this line along which this door is turning is known as axis of rotation. This line is known as axis of rotation. So whenever a body which is not free to move is if we will apply a force on such body which is not free to move, then what we will observe? We will observe that force will turn the object, turn or rotate. Here the door is rotating as the wheel is rotating. So this is known as the turning effect of force. Now next is factors affecting the turning of a body. So first factor that affects the turning of a body is magnitude of force applied. Magnitude of force applied means how much force we are applying here. This is the door, as you are seeing here. This is the door. On the door, if we will, here it is handle. On the handle, if we will use more force, then what you will observe, on applying more force, this door will turn more. If we will apply less force, then this door will get less open. In order to open this door full, what you have to do? You have to apply more force. So first factor that affects the turning of a body is magnitude of force applied. So more force means more turning effect. So this is the first factor. Now second factor is perpendicular distance of force from the pivoted point. Pivoted point. This is the door. Pivoted means the point where this door is joined. Here hinges will be there. Hinges means कब्जे, जहाँ पे ये डोर क्या होता है, जुड़ा हुआ होता है वॉल से. So this is the pivoted point, and in the door handle is provided. Why we are providing handle in the door? In order to open this door, we are providing handle. And you had seen that everywhere in the house, in any person house, if we will go, we will observe that handles are provided here at the end of the door. Handles are not provided near these joints. जहाँ पे ये pivoted होता है वहाँ पर हैंडल प्रोवाइड नहीं कराए जाते. किसी के भी घर में चले जाएं, we will see that handles are provided at the end of the door. Why these handles are provided at the end? Because if we will provide the handle here nearby the joint, we have to use more force. We have to use more force to open this door. So in order to save our energy, in order to apply less force, what we are doing, we are providing handle at the end of the door. So next point is perpendicular distance of force from the pivoted point. So this is the pivoted point and this is the distance. This is the distance from the pivoted point. Where we will apply force? We will apply force on this handle only. So this distance, what you are observing, as much more distance we are giving, it will be easier for us to open this door. And that means more perpendicular distance, then more turning effect will be there. And if we will reduce this distance, less distance, then turning effect of this door will be less. So what you observe here, more perpendicular distance means more turning effect. So that's why these handles are provided at the end of the door, so that this perpendicular distance will be more, and more perpendicular distance means less force we have to apply. By applying less force, we will get more turning effect. That's why these handles are provided at the end of the door. So today we will finish our class now. So your homework is, you have to read this chapter up to page number 41. Some examples in daily lives are given. 7 examples are given. From those examples, this one also one example is given, example of the door. So your homework is, you have to read this chapter up to page number 41, point number 7. So next remaining portion we will do in the next video.